Welcome back to Ramp Safety course, Understanding Safety in Ground Handling Operations on Aircraft Stands. In this lecture, we are going to look at some general safety aspects that play a big role in contributing to ramp safety. We have already discussed the important roles ground markings play in apron and ramp safety. These markings give a clear visual cue to the ramp workers regarding safety hazards. However, ground markings need maintenance too. It is not like a one-time job where these lines are painted on ground and then they remain there forever. Over time, the paint of these ground markings fades away and needs fresh painting. Airports have airside management section that is responsible for inspection of condition of ground markings and getting them repainted. Next, all ramp workers must be trained to understand that certain parts of the aircraft can be extremely hot to the touch and are easily accessible for ramp personnel. In this regard, jet engine's nozzle is a smoking gun when an aircraft reaches the aircraft stand because they have just been recently turned off, but it takes time for the metal to cool down. It can have a temperature of several hundred degrees Celsius on the ramp. Since a lot of ramp workers work around the jet engine after it has been turned off, and because it is easily accessible to everyone, that is, it is not like some internal component that a maintenance technician can reach after disassembling a few parts. It is right there in front of everyone. These two things make it a serious safety hazard for the safety of ramp workers. Secondly, aircraft landing gear has brakes that slow the aircraft down during landing and also when the aircraft parks on the ramp. They are extremely hot as well because they go through a lot of friction during landing. Their temperature does not drop quickly, and if any ramp worker makes contact with them with his body, he will receive serious burns. This caution is most important for refuel crews because they have to engage the bonding cable of the refuel vehicle with the landing gear. Next, it is also important to understand the safety precautions that severe weather brings. While we have discussed many of these precautions in the respective sections of different types of operations, an overall concept is being referred here. Every operation has sensitivities to severe weather, and such precautions must be made part of training of ramp workers and ramp crews. Aircraft tie-down procedures are undertaken in case of severe weather storms, especially for smaller aircrafts in which they are tied down to on-ground hooks. That is so because an aircraft has an aerodynamically optimized body, and it is very responsive to air passing over it at high speed. High-speed winds can move the aircraft and cause it to collide with something. Secondly, some aircraft ground operations are suspended under severe weather conditions. If you remember, we had discussed in the aircraft refueling ramp safety aspects that refueling is suspended if there is risk of severe electrical storms. Similarly, operation of catering crock is also suspended if the wind reaches a speed that is greater than the capacity of the catering crock. In the same way, jet bridges also have a maximum wind rating over which they must not be operated. Under severe weather conditions, jet bridges must be retracted with chocks applied on their wheels to prevent movement due to wind forces. A ramp worker must also remain a standby for disconnecting GPU cable and PCA hose if wind speeds are causing them to sway abnormally, as it can damage the aircraft ground power unit and PCA receptacle because of abnormal forces acting on the adapters. Let's take a break here. We will continue our discussion in the next lecture.